Miyu is a 10 on 10 extrovert baddie who has had a crush on the brooding nerd Tanny in her class for the longest time. However, she is afraid of people judging her for that and hides her feelings until she finds that Tanny likes her back too, and she decides to risk it all for the guy who has no similarities with her. Miyu is the topmost baddie of her high school, or at least that is what she thinks, when she is probably the biggest case of pick-me in her entire city. She spends all her morning and all her pocket money on makeup, only to look slightly better than the average Starbucks cashier. While she puts layers upon layers of makeup on herself, all her classmates head to school. But Miyu can't leave without her heart-shaped earrings that match her hair color because it is anime and having pink hair is very normal here. Once Miyu is ready, she rehearses saying good morning to a guy named Tanny, but she can't keep a normal face while talking in the mirror. Her brother comes there and tells her to get aside before the mirror cracks from seeing too much of her face. Miyu soon reaches school and greets her friends cheerfully, but when she reaches the class and greets the edgy loner nerd named Tanny, she suddenly freezes up. Tanny coldly returns her greeting and Miyu starts blushing really hard. Just then, her friends, Manami and Aoi, come there to tell her that she is being too loud early in the morning. Miyu ignores their remark and begins asking them if her eyelashes look nice because she spent like 3 hours getting them done. Her friends can't even tell the difference after all that and tell her to just buy fake eyelashes instead of wasting her time. Miyu remarks that she wants no plastic or silicone on her body so early because her natural beauty is enough for now. She then begins complaining about how no mascara brand in the market can fulfill all her demands and asks Tanny what brand does he suggest she should use. Tanny coldly asks her if he looks like the type of the guy who knows anything about that useless shit, and Miyu starts laughing, saying that she never expected him to know anything in the first place. Her friends ask her if she is a bit crazy to pester Tanny about things he is not even interested in, and Miyu replies that she hates the way that he shuts her down. She then looks at Tanny with bright googly eyes and tells him that if he ever needs help buying mascara, she will help him, and the nerd doesn't even consider the possibility that he may have to gift it to a girlfriend one day before turning her down. Miyu laughs crazily, saying that she is a masochist who likes it when Tanny uses verbal violence against her. But the truth is something else entirely. She apologizes to Tanny in her mind, because she loves him a lot, and the only way she can interact with him is by bothering him with her nonsense. While everyone sees Tanny as a gloomy nerd, Tanny sees him as an honest boy who always speaks what is on his mind clearly. He treats everyone equally and doesn't change his attitude no matter who he is dealing with. Those are the things that made Miyu fall for him. And when her seat was assigned right next to him, she felt that it was a miracle. She was a nervous mess as she greeted Tanny, but his answer was so short and calculated that she thought he was using ChatGPT to reply to her. She kept trying to make small talk to him, but Tanny kept his distance, and that made her go even more crazy. She is snapped out of her visit to Delulu Land by her friends, who want her opinion about something. But Miyu didn't hear anything they said. Instead, she turns to Tanny and asks if he ever thinks about being in a band. He coldly refuses, and this time Miyu's friends ask Tanny to just tell them if Sakura's sixth cousin is disturbing him. Miyu panics at this, but Tanny thinks for a second before saying that it is fine. Miyu feels really relieved at this because if Tanny found her annoying, that would be the end of the world for her. She apologizes to Tanny once again, thinking that she wants to talk to him normally, but she doesn't want anyone to get a hint that she likes him. Turns out, Miyu is indeed the biggest pick-me girl of the school, and she wants to please everyone. When her friends ask her to visit Burger King after school, she agrees even though she has a lot of homework to do. It is not a new thing, as she lets her friend Yamada copy her homework because she is worried he will see her as a rude otherwise. Later, two girls asked for her Insta ID, and her first thought was if she had posted anything weird on there, like a link to her OnlyFans or something. After school, she goes to the restaurant with her friends as promised, and they suddenly start talking about Tanny. Miyu almost chokes on her fries on hearing his name, and then her friends start saying that Tanny is really smart, and he even goes to the cram school to prepare for college admission tests. Miyu is taken aback because she didn't know that, and to rub salt on her wounds, her friends say that she is the closest one to Tanny in their group. She chokes on her drink after hearing that and blames it all on her gag reflex that she hasn't trained properly. Luckily, another friend brings up some celeb gossip, and Miyu jumps on it to change the topic from her crush. She feels herself drowning as she continuously tries to read the room to stay on top of things, and at the end, it leaves her exhausted inside a school toilet because she couldn't handle all those fries. Miyu decides to go home alone, and as she is carefreely yawning on her way out, She notices Tanny locking his lockers. She freaks out on seeing him and asks why has he not gone home yet. Tanny replies that there was some committee work, and Miyu immediately uses this chance to learn more personal information about him. She asks which way does he take to go home, and to her utter surprise, Tanny takes the same way as her. She immediately checks around to see if someone is watching, and then musters all her courage to ask Tanny if they can walk home together. She feels like her heart is going to pop out of her mouth at this rate, but Tanny accepts her suggestion. As they walk home, Miyu remarks that they have never run into each other, even though their homes are in the same direction, and Tanny just nods. This makes her conscious, and she begins joking that since she is busy plastering makeup on her face in the morning and goofing around with her friends in the evening, it is not a surprise that she doesn't see him. Tanny just nods in response to that too, and Miyu starts to wonder just what she can say to him. She suddenly blurts out that she went to Burger King with her friends earlier, and the meat inside the buns was so big that it could barely fit in. That's what she said. She grows nervous after yapping that piece out, but Tanny asks her if the burger was tasty. Miyu's nervousness vanishes because this is the first time Tanny has shown interest in something, and she can't let this chance get away. She asks if he wants to grab a bite with her sometime, fully prepared to be turned down, but Tanny accepts her offer. Miyu can't even process what just happened. She wonders if Tanny was just trying to be polite, but she knows that he doesn't change his attitude for anyone, and she realizes that he really meant what he said. She grows even more nervous now, and as she tries to make any sort of sound to respond to him, her hand suddenly bumps into his. Miyu feels electricity running through her entire body at his touch, and she almost runs away in embarrassment. But at the end, both of them silently resume their walk back home. Then out of nowhere, Tanny holds her hand in the smoothest way possible, and the entire animation style changes because Miyu's brain melts trying to understand what is happening. She wonders if she is daydreaming, but then Tanny notices some girls coming towards them from the other side and swiftly leaves her hand. Miyu snaps out of her fairy tale style animation on this, and she doesn't remember anything at all about how she reached home after that. Her brother finds her lying morbidly in front of the doorway, and as Miyu looks at her hand while greeting him, she freaks out once again. She keeps thinking about how Tanny held her hand and feels that she can't fall asleep at this rate. But that is a big fat lie, and she falls asleep like a dead man soon enough. The next morning, she wakes up after rolling off of her bed, and when she checks the time, she finds that she is too late for school. She panics and gets ready in a hurry, but when she reaches downstairs, she finds that her entire family has left for their office already. Miyu is mortified that she is going to be late for the first time ever and people are going to judge her. But then she realizes that being too late might actually make her look cool, so she takes her time and reaches school after lunch break. Surprising her friends, she makes an excuse about wanting to attend the physical education class to get some workout and then turns towards Tanny's seat, which is empty. Yamada sits on it and asks Miyu if she is dating Tanny, because someone he knows saw them walking home together yesterday. Miyu's brain initiates a meltdown on realizing that whoever saw them might have even seen them hold hands. She tries to deny being involved with Tanny in any way, when suddenly, Tanny returns to the classroom and tells Yamada that he is sitting in his seat. He takes his notebook and leaves the class because the next lecture is in another room, and Miyu panics, realizing that Tanny heard her denying being involved with him, and he will definitely think of her as a rude bitch not worth his time. She keeps stressing about it in the next lecture and even thinks about apologizing to him in front of the entire class. Of course, she doesn't have the guts to do that, and she stays zoned out for the rest of the day. When the classes end and Tanny starts packing his bag, Miyu tries to overcome her anxiety and apologize to him. However, she gets paranoid that someone will see her talking with him and doesn't say anything. Suddenly, Tanny approaches her and gently asks her to forget everything that happened yesterday. Miyu notices a strange sadness in his eyes as he walks away, and that completely rattles her. Just then, her friends come there to invite her out to something stupid again, and Yamada asks what was she talking about with Tanny. Miyu decides that she can no longer hide her feelings out of fear of being judged, and she admits to her friends that she is in an intense one-sided love with Tanny. She confesses that she invited him to walk home with her yesterday, and then asks her friends if she did anything wrong. Everyone is startled on hearing this, and Yamada panics the hardest on recalling that he was teasing Miyu about Tanny in the afternoon. He tells her that she should have talked to her friends about her feelings earlier because they would definitely help her. On that note, Manami reminds Miyu that Tanny has already left, and she should hurry up if she wants to catch him. Miyu immediately grabs her bag and starts running away as fast as she can, which honestly is not that fast. She has found a great sense of confidence after telling her feelings to her friends, and now she wants to use that confidence to confess to Tanny. On the other hand, Tanny has reached halfway home, and he begins thinking how he gave in to a moment of temptation yesterday. He had always been a loner, and no girl ever paid attention to him. So when Miyu started being friendly with him, he thought it was just her personality. However, seeing her look so desperate yesterday, he couldn't control himself and thought that she might be interested in him. Now, he feels like an incel for trying to make a move on the only girl that has ever been friendly with him. He feels that his relationship with Miyu will be ruined now. And as he is mentally preparing himself for silent treatment, Miyu reaches the location and yells that she loves him. Tanny immediately turns back and Miyu starts running towards him, screaming that she really loves him, and she doesn't know how to talk normally to him. She confesses that she was afraid that people would see her feelings, and that is why she pathetically avoided him. She cries, saying that she wants to know him better and spend more time with him. And Tanny is completely taken aback. Miyu says that she was so happy that he held her hand that she overslept and got late for school. Tanny chuckles at that and then tells Miyu that he is a pathetic guy who doesn't know what to do when she is not talking to him. He starts blushing as he asks if she will be fine with a pathetic person like him, and Miyu goes crazy at his cute expression. She then suddenly starts crying as she accepts him with all the emotional baggage, and Tanny pulls out his hanky to wipe her tears. He suddenly stops, saying that her mascara might come off like this, and Miyu starts crying even loudly because she is happy that Tanny was paying attention to her after all. The next morning, Tanny wakes up within seconds of his alarm going off, which is something I can never relate to. He looks out of the window with a poker face and then cuddles his chonky cat before heading to school, bidding goodbye to his grandmother. As he stands at a traffic crossing, watching his phone like a regular normie, Yamada comes running there and spanks his back hard to wish him good morning. Tanny is taken aback at this, and he immediately asks Yamada if Miyu told him anything. Yamada says that he has good instincts, and Tanny thinks that this is pretty basic reasoning because there is no other reason for this jock to spank his back in the morning. Yamada laughs, saying that since Tanny is close with Miyu now, he has got to be close with her friends as well. Tanny gets nervous on hearing this because he is allergic to human contact. He says that he didn't plan to tell anything about him and Miyu because he thinks that being associated with him will harm Miyu's reputation. Yamada laughs on hearing this, asking Tanny if he really thinks that Miyu has enough reputation that can fall. He says that it is obvious that Tanny would care so much about her because he is in love. Yamada tells him that he shouldn't worry too much because Miyu said it was fine, and yesterday she yelled in front of the class that she loves him. So everyone pretty much already knows. Tanny is taken aback by that, but Yamada keeps yapping that all of Miyu's friends support her. He assures him that Miyu will stay the popular baddie of their school no matter what, and the only thing that has changed is Tanny's entertainment value in his eyes. Tanny realizes that Yamada is actually quite easy to talk to, and that earns him some candies in return. Meanwhile, in the classroom, Miyu is telling Manami and Aoi about the romantic drama that she recently saw, but neither of them have any interest in that. Instead, they are more curious about the real-life romantic drama going on in her life. Miyu starts blushing hard as they pressure to tell them the details about her relationship with Tanny, and she can't say anything. Manami then tells her that the way she used to treat Tanny till now needs to be studied because it is the exact opposite of what one does when they love someone. Miyu becomes dejected on hearing this, and even Aoi affirms, saying that she was striking him out with everything she said. In this short time, Manami has already found an article written by AI about how one should talk to their partner, and Miyu decides to take some lessons from it. The article says that she should be a good listener instead of yapping all day about senseless stuff. It also tells her to ask good questions and show that she is paying attention instead of leaving them hanging in silence. Miyu feels herself sinking even deeper in guilt because she has done the exact opposite of this. But as she realizes that she is officially dating Tanny now, she becomes super happy. However, as is the case with all girls, she suffers from terrible mood swings and immediately becomes sad, thinking that things may not work out well for her. Suddenly, her emotional roller coaster goes in another direction, and she declares that she will be the ultimate girlfriend for Tanny's sake. Aoi asks her what is the ultimate girlfriend going to do, and Miyu starts blushing and doing the finger-touching emote as she claims she will ask Tanny to walk home with her today. Soon after that, Tanny reaches the class, and Aoi asks him if he is fine with them hanging around Miyu's seat in their free time as they always did. Tanny tells them that it is completely fine, and Miyu starts acting hurt like she wanted to spend her free time with him. Tanny gets conscious on hearing this and immediately asks if he should have sent her friends away, and his pooky energy gives serious emotional damage to the girls. They encourage Miyu to do her duty as the ultimate girlfriend, and she nervously turns towards Tanny. She can't meet his sincere gaze and covers her eyes as she gets close and asks if they can walk home together later. After school, Tanny walks with Miyu, who can't walk straight because of her nervousness. Her friends are right behind her in case she needs any moral support, but apparently she doesn't even notice them. She greets everyone on her way out, and everyone greets her back, but no one even notices Tanny, who is walking right next to her. Once they are on the route to their homes, there is dead silence between them. Miyu remembers the AI written article that talked about being a good listener and knowing the other person's interests, but that can't work if Tanny doesn't talk. He is also bothered by the silence and tries to speak something, but in the end, he can't do that and remains silent. Miyu notices this and realizes this is her chance to know more about him. She asks what was he going to say, but he tells her it is nothing and keeps walking. That is the end of Miyu's excitement, and she begins to wonder if Tanny is actually having fun being with her. Soon, they reach the diversion where their paths separate, and Miyu is disappointed that the day didn't turn out like she wanted it to. She wishes Tanny goodbye with a heavy heart, but he suddenly grabs her hand, asking if she has a few minutes to talk. Miyu immediately affirms, and the two of them head to a park, where Tanny tells her how Yamada approached him in the morning. Miyu gets conscious on hearing that and asks if the smooth-brained idiot said something wrong. Tanny says it is not like that, but claims that he was surprised to learn that Miyu had already told everyone about her feelings. Miyu gets nervous now and asks if she should have kept everything a secret instead of getting carried away and blurting everything out. Tanny chuckles at her cuteness and says that he doesn't mind things being out in the open, but he was just worried about her because she cares a lot about what people will think. Miyu is moved on, realizing that Tanny was actually concerned about her, and she feels that she always thinks about others so much that she forgets to look at the important things in front of her. She gathers her courage and shouts that she doesn't care about what people think anymore, and she wants to live proudly and freely. Tanny is stunned by her answer, and Miyu thinks that she lost Riz points with Huz. However, Tanny tells her that he doesn't think that she is a weirdo. He asks her if she has some time on the weekend because they might do something. Miyu remembers that he wanted to get hamburgers, and both of them say the same thing at once. They both start giggling and say that they just had their first telepathy moment, and Miyu agrees to the idea of eating burgers together on the first date. Tanny immediately begins checking the dollar store Google for nearby restaurants, but his search history shows up in which he was trying to figure out how to talk to his girlfriend. As soon as he realizes that he has been caught, Tanny gets super embarrassed and hides his phone, before suddenly dashing away like he gotta beat Usain Bolt's record. However, Miyu catches him and begins staring menacingly at him. Tanny asks her to forget what she saw, but she refuses, declaring that she can never forget this moment in her life. She declares that she is so happy to learn that he thinks about her even when she is not around, because she thought she was the only one nervous. On hearing this, Tanny gently holds her hand and then leans close to say the three magical words that get Miyu's heart racing. Tanny says that he wanted to convey his feeling in words earlier too, but couldn't gather the courage. Miyu's heart beats so fast that her body overheats and starts releasing steam, but then she calms down to further solidify their relationship. She tells Tanny that they should watch a movie after having burgers, and she knows that he has already searched about that too. The next day, as Miyu is hanging out with her friends, she tells them that she is really excited to go on her first date with Tanny. The girls ask her to take cute selfies with Tanny, but then they remember how Miyu always makes horrible faces in selfies, as if someone has squeezed a lemon in her mouth. That is not her only concern, because she can't figure out what clothes to wear on a date. In the end, she throws on a casual fit and reaches their meetup point half an hour early because she couldn't wait. She starts sweating hard and wonders if she should rest in a cafe nearby, but then her thoughts drift to Tanny and what he will be wearing. Just then, Tanny also arrives there, wearing plain clothes like always, but that is enough to make Miyu's heart flutter. She realizes that he is also 20 minutes early, and they decide to use this time well by immediately heading to the burger joint. Their order comes soon, and as they begin to eat, Miyu remembers that she eats clumsily like a buffalo, and she doesn't want Tanny to see that side of her. She notices that he is taking small, elegant bites, and decides to mimic him, eating one layer of the burger at a time. However, that results in her pulling out the entire piece of lettuce and eating it like a cow. She gets embarrassed, but covers up for that by saying that it is unladylike to open her mouth wide in any place. Tanny doesn't agree with that and tells her that big bites are the correct way to enjoy food, seeing that he is also a bit clumsy. Miyu gets the confidence to open her mouth wide and swallow half the burger in one bite. They explore the mall after that, and then head to watch the movie about a yeti and a witch. Miyu bawls her eyes out during the movie, and once they come out, she rushes to the toilet to fix her makeup. Once she returns outside, she finds Tanny standing next to a cutout of the movie, and remembers that her friends asked for pictures. She imagines asking someone to click pictures, but gets embarrassed immediately and drops the idea. Just then, Tanny suggests that they check out the store in front of them that is selling the merchandise from the movie. Miyu is really interested in them, and when Tanny asks if they should buy it to mark their first date, she awards him 7 million points on a scale he doesn't understand. Anyway, they sit down to discuss the movie after that, and Miyu keeps gushing about how adorable the Yeti family was. However, she doesn't remember the names of any characters now, and Tanny keeps telling her the details as he receives the prompt. Miyu is impressed that he can remember everything because she can't, and Tanny asks her if she even watched the movie properly. Miyu gets offended at this and says that she just can't remember names and places, but she watched the movie wholeheartedly. She begins pointing out the subtle details and their meaning that Tanny couldn't get, and he begins to realize them only after Miyu lays it out in front of him. He begins to murmur that it was actually a decent movie, and Miyu teases him, asking if he really watched the movie. However, this makes her realize that maybe he doesn't like this type of movie. Later, as they are heading home, Miyu is really happy because she did everything she wanted today. She ate the burgers like she wanted and even picked the movie she wanted to see. The realization suddenly hits her like Trutkun that she has been a selfish girl who didn't even care about what Tanny wanted. Anyway, they get off the train and begin walking home. Miyu gently holds Tanny's fingers, hoping that they walk together for a long time. He is surprised by her gesture and grabs her hand firmly, walking hand in hand with her. Miyu excitedly tells Tanny that she had fun today and then apologizes for not caring about his choices. Tanny replies that he would not have picked the movie or other things they did on the date for himself, but he really enjoyed them. He tells her that he would not have enjoyed these things alone or with anyone else, and he had fun only because he was with her. Miyu gets really emotional on hearing this, and responds by asking Tanny to click a picture with her. He is taken aback by that demand, but Miyu tells him that she needs a picture to remind her of their first date. She clicks a selfie together, and soon after that, they reach the crossroads. Miyu bids Tanny goodbye, but he keeps staring at her shirt. He doesn't want to seem like a pervert, so he says that the panda on the shirt is cute, and Miyu melts on hearing that. She runs home, feeling full of divine energy, and becomes a cosmic panda herself. But when she sees the selfie they clicked, the excitement leaves her body because she ruined it by making a creepy